Hi YouTube. How you doing? I'm doing good. Really good. uh oh my god, what an eventful day. I got a turkey in the oven for later. That'll be good. Some cranberry sauce and potatoes, gravy, a little bit of potatoes. Not much. I'm allergic, so tiny bit. My very first video is about the bloodlines in the family crest. And so somebody puts through a video um my very first video. I'm sitting there telling um exactly why I was trained by the Jesuits and why the Illuminati raised me so I would know all these things for this time. So I could, my numbers, yes, everything is numbers, come out as Christ, helper. Gee, I wonder what that means. Well, what that means is there's a significance in the crowns, or not a crown. There's a significance in the color of the cross, which was changed, like traded. And Christ wouldn't have a crown. He would only have the cross. He doesn't need the crown. He's not carrying the crown at this moment on this planet. That those crests are of this planet. He would not be a part of that. The one that's holding the crown, that's indicating they're part of the royal family, which is part of the lions. Which anybody that considers themselves a child of the one true God wouldn't wear a crown on a lion's head when they're trying to communicate with people. So, like my Slauson name, we have a lion, but the lion doesn't hold a spear, doesn't hold a banner, doesn't it's just standing there, you know. And there's no orange, no red. There's gold. But the indication of what the lion, if he truly was even like it wouldn't, with the crown being inside the cross, that's also another big story. Um and that crown would be on Satan's head in his crest. So holding the crown on the top of the banner of the crest shows me a lot. It shows me who that person is and who he is not. Like I said, the white cross was changed to orange, and that was intentional. That was done by forefathers for these times that literally caved in. They broke. But I knew that was going to happen, and these were explained to me. All the colors and their significance. What animal, no animal. Do you have a shield? Do you not have a shield? Where is the shield? Where is the cross? Where is the crown? All those little, are there stars? Is it a wavy banner, a straight banner, bannerless, um, bold italic letters, empty italic, or solid straight letters, cursive? I mean, I could go on and on, even through the colors, and explain to you what somebody's crest. But the dumbest thing, somebody that is against righteousness and um, honor in this world, wouldn't have showed shouldn't have showed the crust to begin with. That was dumb, really dumb. But that's okay. It was definitive in my mind at that time. And why somebody would keep going on about this argument, this is people's souls. Not that they would lose them, but why should somebody that has God in their heart have a rotten day of even thinking bad of somebody that they care about? No, not happening. And loving on animals, I touched on that. Well, anyway, I thought that was a bit odd how that was stated, and I have to watch closely how an animal is even hugged around here. So, yeah, loving on animals. You can give your animals too much attention. We are not them, and they are not us. Although they are of God, it's a bit unnatural the way people like are always petting on their animals. Pat them, yes, it's just like your child. I mean, you can hug them too much too, you know. And like I said, I went almost 10 years without any human contact. As far, I mean, yes, talking on the phone or saying hi in the world or whatever. But as far as actually, who cares if somebody has a wife or not? He's all worried about that. Hey, dude, I'm going on like 20 years. I had a sporadic fall with the person I was married, and and that was the last time. So for almost 20 years, I haven't let anybody touch me. So, and I was way younger than you when I started that. So as far as you not having anybody to love on in your life, oh, that's a big deal to Christ. Oh my God. Think about it. Yeah. Enough said, right? No, no, not enough said. Not enough said at all. I heard your taxes went up. Well, God told me things will probably get worse. So life isn't going to be like it was before for you people. Do you understand that? It's called a control change, if that's what we have to call it. Control. Yeah. Mirius are plunum order out of chaos. Yeah. Yeah, that was actually more Greek, a Greek translation than that. And what the hell is Italian, Roman Italian languages doing on our dollar bill anyway? In God we trust, yes, but you know what God? Yeah, but yeah, I had more to say on that. There is more to say, and there's a reason why. Like I said, when one person that cares about another person has doubt set in their mind, if you are actually of God and you're, you know, you want to help people, you wouldn't be calling somebody's mother a bitch. You wouldn't say, "Oh, you son of a bitch," you know. Well, you know what? I had a rotten mother of in my mind. My adopted one and my other one tossed me away. So, and still, I don't call those women names. But yet, freely, some man's going to speak of some other person's mother. How do you know? Maybe somebody's mom had a nervous breakdown and had no help really in her mind or heart or soul. Maybe she was married to a happy go lucky narcissist that didn't like women, like a misogynist. That's the word for those kind of psychopaths. And that's what it is, psychopath. So that's a fact. I'll give anybody a chance, but if you start stepping on toes of people I love, I'm asking God for favors. I'm pulling in the big dog. I'm saying, hey, God, did you hear what just happened there? Yeah, like he doesn't know. Well, it does take two people to come to prayer and God with the same understanding to make something a total impact from the ones that can make a total impact. Not the ones that just run around this world trying to control the ones that literally are in control and just let you nasties do whatever you wanted for a while to see what you actually would do. Guess we found out, didn't we? Well, you're going to find out too. You're going to find out what strong and good and moral actually is. And you're going to find it out from people that have fallen, told you they fell, and tell you how to get back up. So, and it really doesn't get any better than that. Those were the type of teachers I had. I was very fortunate. Very, very. obviously. So, it's been interesting. Uh, then I had some jerk off that owed us some wood call and try and snake out of it too. And it's like, no, I run a chainsaw. Tell your old lady to get out there. I don't care. I'm sick of these weak leans in my life. I had two children and I chopped down a tree and brought it home. It was over a cord of wood in the truck. Plus, I've done wood all my life, splitting and chopping and all that anyway. So yeah, it's and I've used the chainsaw, other times too. But I'm just talking when I was a young mother and took my kids out into the woods to get wood to heat our home. you know. So I really don't care about all these little. And then I really do have a question. Anybody that's supporting somebody that takes on two dogs and you don't even work, you don't have to, if you could get under, like, I think it's like probably, at least in our state, I can make about 3 grand and not even have to claim it. There's so much you can make during the year. You could literally dig worms and sell them and not beg anybody for money or worry how to pay your bills. And to take on two dogs when you don't have a job is a very selfish thing. It's kind of like getting a wife and smacking her, isn't it? Something like that. So, so anybody that's going to feed somebody else's dogs, you really must have another hole in your head I don't have. That's all I got to say. Because if I can't take care of my dog, I have no business. If I physically cannot put food in my dog's mouth from my own hand, from my own work, I feed my baby. And I don't love on her like that. Give her a hug once in a while. Actually, not even every day. And it's not too crazy either. It's just average and normal. So let the dog be a dog. Yeah, it's a big deal to take on two life forms and actually not have an income. You bragging about it? I'm sick. I'm injured. I work every day. And if I didn't do it, Doug would have to, and we would have no money. So working for a living really isn't a bad thing, you know. Oh, speaking of that, because we work on cars, I sold my baby Lincoln. I'm a happy girl today. Yeah, that was great. So try and make a deal with the student loan people. So we'll see how that goes. If they say no, well, then I'll just wait till I have it all. And so, but if they accept what I send them, that'll be that, and I'll be happy. So, yeah, I'm pretty darn happy anyway. So, yeah, that's always good. But yeah, um, yes, I can afford to feed my dog. I put a lot of hard work buying expensive toys that somebody else broke, and we'd fix them up and keep them running or whatever it took. And a lot of our money in real estate that we own. So that is a big deal. And I won't say I'm proud. Hey, it took me half my life to even settle down enough to do that because I had tried to buy a place like 3, 4 different times way before that. And even before, I had one that was all bought and paid for, a lake home, and it burnt down. I'll show you pictures someday, but it is kind of nasty because some of the pictures I have even were melted in the fire, but some of them survived, like of my son. I got his burnt up baby shoes, and they were sitting on top of the fridge. And I think we came back from the beach and I sat him up there or something. Yeah. So I've got both of my kids' baby shoes, but one's are little smoke damaged. So, um, yeah, I know better. If you're gonna sit there and brag about you ain't working and stuff, even if you've got a bad back, you sure can yap. You should get a phone job. You know, you could do something with that mouth. Hell yes. Hell yes. You could get on that computer and do like mailing, piece mailing, or I used to deliver flyers. Use your little bike and put some newspapers in there. I was a paper girl, literally. I had 72 customers. And then when it came time to sell my Campfire Girl candy, um, I had all my customers to sell it to. So I did go to camp. I paid for it myself, the second time. So yeah, that was great. Um, yeah, even if you're sick to death, God can keep you strong enough to actually work enough in your life to take care of yourself. He helps you. He does. But I surely wouldn't be on here bragging that I wasn't doing nothing or nothing because you can't erase being born in this stupid system, whether or not you use the Social Security number they gave you when you were born. Then ask yourself, do I? I mean, they changed my birthday. They changed my name like 3 times because I was Kathleen Marie Slauson. And then they changed it to Barbara Susan Colleen. And then I changed it a bunch of times. But yeah, like, who am I? Yeah, whatever. Um, and yes, there was a message there. uh, what else? Interesting how the mothers on, I will just call the ill bloodlines, carried the ill bloodline, isn't it? Now that is very Christ like. That was a joke too. So, anyway, for these people. But anyway, watched Lionel this morning. Witty as usual. Wit is beyond, that's just not the word for it. I was reading his newsletter. I really, really almost detest reading at this point. I mean, I love a good book, but I'll tell you why. Because when I was studying for an exam, I had somebody talking intentionally all night to try and make me fail. So that's another story anyway. But as far as studying or gathering information like that, as much as I have in my life, unless it's actually a nice novel, um, not information. I don't want any more of that. Just keep that information crap. I got what's going on that's right, and I know what's right, and I don't listen to anybody's anything about anything spiritual ever, ever, ever. I had Doug told me he's God last night, right before he jumped in the shower. Had the door open, standing there naked, and you're talking to him. I said, "Oh, you're God now. Is that right?" He come out. I had made chili dogs, all beef ones, and um, he went to grab one, and I said, "Nice hot dogs you made there, God." He's like, "What do you mean?" And I told him, "Yeah, what you said." And he didn't say anything. I said, "Yeah, yeah, enjoy God's hot dogs, right?" These people, I swear at them. People wonder why. Man, Yeah, and by the time Doug went outside, he was like, even if I would say something against the guy that owes us wood, these people that are shady altogether like that, they're just like, they may not do it all the time, but if they've done it and they know, they recognize that brotherhood of filth, and they're like, oh, well, I don't really know if that's what it meant, or, that type of language. And I'm like, just stop, for God's sake. Stop with the crap. I hate that crap. See, I guess, too, what it is, and the biggest clincher right there, and this does piss God off, is that they continue to, what was the word I was searching for? Um, they think people are stupid. They continue to think that they're superior of mind in spirit, that they can fight light with fake light, like appear to be some kind of nice person, peace and love, brother, and all that stuff. Yeah, you know. But even the way a Christian swears is a whole lot different. You can see the remorse written all over that stuff, and it doesn't really sound good coming out of us. We all know that. But it happens, you know. But it's like you're trying to eat buttered bread when you're spitting it out. It's like, oh, you know better in your heart, and then you can tell who's who. You know how gracefully can you not spit out shit, or like Lionel would say, shite. you know. So, yeah. So that's been some of my concerns today, just letting people know that I know what's up with everybody. I hear you thinking, and I feel you in my cells, and I'm connected to Christ like that, and He lets me know everything ahead of time, so I won't be shocked, or nothing really hurts me. And if I don't listen to that, I might end up swearing, but usually I can take it with a grain of salt and give it right back, only double, because it hurts really bad coming from God, and put you in your place. So there is a place for everybody, and yes, everybody, we're here for, we're in ourselves, we're eternity. Um, just that some kind of walk through the door, and the other ones have to jump through hoops before they're allowed, even in the waiting room, that type of thing. So it just depends on how many eons do you want to be jumping through hoops, or jumping through the fire. And there's some that do actually lose their soul along with Satan, because he separated himself like Christ did. It was the division bell. So um, we all know these things. So the sooner people realize that you can't play with God, that's the sooner God will stop torturing them in the end times. That's coming up a lot quicker than these elite want you to believe. And yes, they are nervous, and yes, they should be nervous. When a person takes it upon themselves to take the extra time in life to be cruel to other people, and vile and filthy, well, I'm sure God's going to take extra time dealing with them. I'm positive. I'm confident. I don't care. I guess that was the last thing right there. I really don't care. Keep playing. I'll watch you. God said keep trying them. And I am very trying, aren't I? So, you want some? Step up. I'll give you I'll give you just what you need on a personal basis, one on one, mano womano, or woman to woman. Either way, people, I can deal with it. I'm not worried about any trollish baloney trying to belittle me or anybody I know. I don't care. What God tells me in my heart is what I'll do. So if you cross that line, you can expect that God will put it through me onto you like a ton of bricks. Nothing less. So I roll like that continually. So that's the truth. Oh, and far as boldly, I turned boldly on, oh, like half a year ago, something like that, and turned them right back off. You know, when God says, this person's shady, but give him a chance, I'm like, okie dokie. And if he's like, this person's lost and they really, really need your help, or they're shady and they're lost and they really need your help. And then if he says, this one really wants Christ dead, um, you need to help. Well, that's me. Because guess what? My numbers have similarities of Christ that no other numbers have. So I will leave it on that. And I really don't give a shit what anybody thinks or says. I know what I'm doing in this world, and so does everybody else. So y'all have a good night. I do love you. But this shit's going to end, and it's going to end quickly. And it isn't going to be pretty for these people pissing with good people. It just isn't. I don't know that God's going to show any mercy. I'm very certain these people are going to have to atone. They are going to, there's ramifications, period. It's kind of like this. It's kind of like if you have a little baby and you watch the older sibling walk up and smash it and say nothing. It's kind of like what I'm watching. It's kind of what me watching the innocence of people being smashed, and I don't like it. So that crap's gonna end. I know you can feel it. I know you can feel me right through this video. I want to jump out at you bad people and devour your souls that you don't deserve. You don't deserve to be connected to somebody that's sweet. Don't you understand that? That's what I'm talking about. I'm just kind of like God like that. So I know you have to make yourself be known in a tender light to show who you are. And like I said, the fake light, that's fighting light with light. You can't fake light, it always dims in comparison. So I'm going to leave this one at that, everybody. I appreciate you being here. I hope you got some value out of it. And no apologies here, ever. I love you. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA. Later.